as the next tier bans to come. And now the third pick for Team Empire. Having that Shaman Pango opening. So they already got some decent lockdown. Pango, getting a decent answer to PA already too.
Grimstroke.
The Grimstroke. So there's double Hex, double Shackle. This is actually a pretty decent gun. We talk about the whole Lich Grimstroke was very popular off the bat, but honestly Shadow Shaman Grimstroke is pretty deadly too.
Yeah, and one that I think that's underrated for sure. Especially because it doesn't really take very much effort from Shaman. I think Lich kind of occasionally you kind of need to go out of your way to, you know, find your way to the Chain Frost, which is it's almost always worth it. But this way, it's more like the Grimstroke playing around the Shaman than the other way around. As soon as Shaman kind of gets in range, then you just pop a Soulbind, and really, like you get 2 hexes on anyone, it's valuable. Obviously, it would be most valuable against like one utility support like a Bane and the Phantom Assassin. But any 2 heroes that you hex is always immensely useful. And Nemiga do go back for that ban that had brought them so much success earlier in the tournament. This is the first time that we're seeing it in this series, but I think it's a hero that has brought them success in the past, so why not go for it?
Terrorblade picked again by Empire, so we have that same core versus core matchup. Clearly they like it, but they left Elder Titan open, and now Elder Titan snatched up by Nemiga, so all of a sudden all that high armor that Terrorblade has in this matchup is going to be gone as long as Elder Titan's on top of him. So that was a little bit more of a risky pick there this time around, and Nemiga, I think, has the better answer. So the opening was awkward, but yeah, you mentioned the Bane. I love the Elder Titan here. It's seeming pretty strong from Nemiga right now.
Yeah, and ET... I mean, Astro's already shown competency on the hero earlier on in the series, so a little bit surprising that Empire let it go through. But yeah, as it stands right now, this is the first time that I've actually leaned towards an Nemiga draft. It's still weird, though, seeing the Monkey King so early on.
Yeah, that's the one.
But Empire have not really, you know, done anything necessarily to deal with it. I guess they haven't... They know the mid lane matchup fairly confidently, so they are... You know, they spent basically 2 picks and 3 bans preparing for a Monkey King mid, so we'll see what they go for.
10 seconds remaining.
Could go for a Huskar.
Yeah, seen that already this series.
Dire team pick.
Something like
Nemiga ban out the OD. Razor was already first phase banned by Empire.
Radiant team pick. Puck.
Got a Puck.
Puck. Okay. Still don't really know which one's mid. It could be mid Puck or mid Monkey King.
Puck.
But I guess they wanted to do something to make Empire have to second guess themselves.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
I was going to say that Puck is pretty good against here like Pango, especially with the Rolling Thunder. The Dream Coil is very annoying for him there. So.
Yeah, good against Puck, good against Terrorblade as well. Lots of magic damage to be able to take down Conjure images fairly quickly. The only thing is against Shaman, it's a little bit stressful. Like you blink initiate and then all of a sudden you're getting hexed from out of nowhere. Hopefully the Shaman actually manages to get some farm, because the last time we saw Shaman, that Shaman did not get anything. But in Aether Lens, this game could go a very long way, both literally and figuratively, on a Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, trying to think of a... Again, I don't know if Empire, is this going to be a Maiden Pango or a Kodos Pango, mid or off lane? And that would set up, of course, the final pick. Nemiga, again, banning OD, figuring it's probably going to be more of the offlane Pango.
Yeah, I think it's more of an offlane Pango. I think they're better off picking a more traditional mid.
But then who does that come down to? Something like a Troll might be interesting.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
The blind coming out. Might be a bit greedy of a draft.
You may now select your heroes.
Interesting.
So I ask again. So, yeah, Pango's going to be
Maiden Night Stalker.
Mid. Okay.
Intriguing.
Intriguing. The silence is very good against your like Puck in the nighttime. So how's that going for him? We've seen Night Stalkers pop up here. That I have been impressed by this hero. The times I've seen him.
And in NA, supposedly Night Stalker is on the come up as a 1 position.
Really?
I saw Mason playing it a couple of times on stream as a 1, and I mean the hero's talents, like as it is, uh, he has like a lot of talents that make him very tanky, and he has a strength talent at either level 15 or 20, but it's like a really heavy strength talent, and typically it's been used as, you know, utility to make your hero more survivable, but it also gives you damage in that you're a strength hero, and so I'm very excited to see it. I think it has potential, definitely. I don't know why this game, as opposed to any other game, like you said, the silence is useful against Puck, um, but I don't really think that Night Stalker is particularly any good against Phantom Assassin or Monkey King, especially against in lane. I think that Night Stalker does not do well against Monkey King, but it's going to be mid, so
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't need to worry about it too much.
Yeah, as long as the players playing the heroes, they go to their appropriate lanes. Exactly.
Yeah, that's really the thing that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
I'm curious where all these people end up. So Zitrax on the Phantom Assassin, Chosen One on the Puck, Sunlight on the Monkey King.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be surprised if we see some musical lanes this game.
All right, we are hopping in now. There we go. Right now it is Kodos. He's running, dancing even down middle lane. We'll have some
Yeah,
fun.
he has 2 shared tangos.
You should have known better.
He's planning to be in that mid, it looks like. On the Pango. Night Stalker is currently down towards the safe lane.
My hands is an honor.
And so they're looking to run aggressive with the Terrorblade, get the early Metamorphosis up, put the pressure on. We see this plenty. The aggressive Terrorblade as far as the laning phase goes. The bounty runes to come first, though. Back to Comfort, though, talking about the Bane pickup. And the Fishman once again.
Interesting.
He's another hero that could be food for this Night Stalker. He's able to get on top of him in the darkness.
Yeah, for sure.
That silence activated. And again, it's just that reminder of it's every 5 minutes now. For the longest time, it was on that 4-minute cycle, but that was a change more recently.
Yeah, and Dark Ascension is it's a weird spell. I still haven't really got my finger on it. I think these days people are more using it more for the damage as opposed to like the flying utility or anything like that. But I don't know. It's a very weird spell to wrap my head around right now. I still don't know because it's such a long cooldown. It's 140, 130, 120, and so like if you're a Night Stalker and you're on a team with a Terrorblade, you seem so incredibly cooldown dependent on how you're going to deal damage.
Yeah.
And so for like a 2-minute window, none of your heroes deal damage, it seems.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually. It is going to be reliant on those bigger cooldowns. Pango, the only one that's going to be more consistent damage throughout, but both the Terrorblade and Night Stalker are relying on the mix of time as well as the darkness even himself. Top lane Dream. He's no meta yet. He's actually that's interesting. Did Fishman just apply Enfeeble?
Yeah, level 1. That's really weird.
Huh.
I don't know.
What?
Maybe. Yeah,
What is that?
I mean, it slows attack speed, so I mean, I guess that's something.
That is, yeah, okay. So he's using it just simply for that purpose.
Yeah, it's a ranged untouchable right now, I think is what he's going for.
All right. Let's see how that maybe hurts Terrorblade's farm early on, but Zitrak's farm is definitely finding himself in a little bit of a troubled spot with both supports up here on the Radiant side, of course, protecting the Terrorblade, who hasn't popped the meta yet. He's holding on it for now.
Yeah, I think he's waiting until Shaman hits level 2 for Shackles, and then
Okay.
once he's got Shackle and Ether Shock, then they'll go for a... Oh, well, maybe not. I think he's gonna pop it. I lied. I already saw. He popped it.
How dare you. Spoiler.
I'm sorry, I keep
know.
looking for items and levels and stuff like that.
Catch yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. It's one of the unique things cast in this event. Streamcast. Bottom lane, Puck, he's Zoning out.
See,
Night
look,
Stalker.
he can't shackle Bane, and then they can't go for a kill. I was right. I was just I was ahead of my time.
Yeah. Hey, he's running at him, but not level 2 yet, so. It's just going to be CS for Terrorblade instead for now. And oh my god, by the way, Monkey King, 14
Pango's
and
getting
14. What?
Yeah.
Yikes. That's a... Okay, this is going to be a much better Monkey King game than we saw previously. As Fishman, there's the shackles. Eventually level 2 comes out. And Astral, only level 1. He sends in the Astral Spirit, but it's not enough. First blood going the way of Empire. But ToW, he cannot get away either. Astral doing too much damage, nearly double damage on him. With the Astral Spirit coming through. Port back in from Bane. A little far away, though. Grimstalk, they still want to chase. The Echo Stomp is going to connect. Set up. Get the auto attack from Elder Titan, but that plus damage has worn off the dagger. No, the shackles at the last second. And now Astral, he's in trouble. Terrorblade, they're turning, and Feeble Supply trying to help somewhat. But with the Inkswell explosion, ends up being the turn kill on Elder Titan. Bottom lane, Maiden getting low. He'll survive, though. Let the clashing begin here at the top lane now.
It's so weird to me that Monkey King is picked first phase, and then Empire picked 3 melee cores, none of which can really lane against Monkey King. And you knew this was going to happen.
They were
I
like...
guess you weren't 100% sure if it was going to be Monkey King mid, especially once the puck showed up, but still.
Oh, top lane Astral. Echo Stomp. He is going to get it off on all 3. Buy some time to walk away. They kill Grimstroke in the process, and he's going to send in that Astral Spirit again, steal plenty of damage for himself. But ultimately, the rest of the Radiant Hero is going to be fine. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's almost like that mentality to say, you know what? It did really bad for us last game, so we're not worried about it. I know, that's horrible logic, but it kind of feels that way. Because yeah.
And what was the lane for the Monkey King in the previous game?
It was versus Skywrath.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that was, that was a bad
that's a great counter to Monkey King though.
And
Say you now, he's in trouble.
He's trying to get away. Echo Stomp hits, though, and the dagger to the face for the kill. They're going for a turn once again. Dream. And then Feeble comes out, though, and he's going to just run. He does not want to die this meta for him. Oof. And he gets the heal up there with the stick.
Yeah, Bane's a hero with 5 armor. He's not actually very, very scared about a Terrorblade.
Yeah, this Terrorblade's not doing too good. I mean, CS, he's beating the people. But considering it was 3 versus 2 for the first, like, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
And still, he's neck and neck with the Phantom Assassin.
Alright, now Fishman steps a little bit too far.
Okay.
Last remaining seconds of Metamorphosis. End up getting a kill, but I mean, I think Nemiga are more than willing to keep the Shaman and the Rasta busy because this mid lane is just... how do you recover from this?
I've never seen that high of a number without, like, maybe, you know, a minion-based hero on the other side.
Right, exactly.
Or, like, I guess it'd have to be himself with all the deny. Like
if Monkey King was against a Broodmother right now, I'd be like, oh, okay. I guess, well, actually, no, even then, because then your denies would not be
exactly.
that high.
I'm talking about the denies. That's what's just crazy for
yeah.
me. 41 and 31, like, what? Is that... I didn't even know it's possible to deny 31 creeps at this point in the game. Like, this is insane. He's just absolute free farm. Top lane, back here, Fishman. He's going to die. Out of attack in the air, gets the kill. ToW again falls. It seems like that's the trade we're seeing quite often here at this top lane. The Bane for the Shadow Shaman. So that's where the action's at. But we do look at the other lanes. In bottom lane, 26 and 12 Puck versus an 18 and 5 Night Stalker. So the solo lanes are being really just dominated by Nemiga.
Yeah. And even though the top lane isn't necessarily being dominated, again, I think it's in their best interest to just keep the supports busy for as long as possible. Because Grimstroke and Shaman are both great heroes at rotating, but you can't leave a tri-lane... Terrorblade's level 3 right now. You can't leave him alone. He's going to get shredded. So they're basically handcuffed to this lane right now. And Pango's on life support. I don't know, he's like jungling, but that's not what a Pango wants to do. This dude is not Terrorblade.
Why is Night Stalker? What?
I don't know.
The camera just cuts over to Night Stalker dying at tier 3 tower bottom lane.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think of
happened
that.
there.
I mean, it is nighttime, of course. It's been so for almost 2.5 minutes, but I don't know what was going on. Dreamquill top lane, puck comes in. Dream was diving with this metamorphosis, but it could backfire. The Inkswell helping a little bit, not nearly enough. He's dead. This is a disastrous start for Empire now. As Zitrax, as I say that, they do kill PA. Night Stalker shows up, pops darkness. There's the silence, chosen one. He's going to go down, so it's almost like they heard me. So much for that disastrous start. It turns into not too bad anymore, but Astral hitting the stomp, but this is that Night Stalker with darkness. He's hard to get away from. And he's going to stand his ground for now, almost going to bait him in here. Black Angel, meanwhile, going to die to Bane off to the side. So Astral will go down, another Void coming in. And Maiden just flies over the ledge to now get away. So Night Stalker, that's huge impact from him at this you'd hope for, especially with the first nighttime.
Yeah, first nighttime and first Dark Ascension. I think both of them are equally important. So I'm surprised that Puck ended up showing up in the top lane. It didn't really seem necessary, but I guess Puck showed up earlier on, and Nemiga were hoping to go aggressive. And then Night Stalker showed up, and they were like, all right, well, whatever, I guess we're all fighting now. So, very, very successful first rotation, but, I mean, still, like, I'm most concerned about this Pango more than anyone else.
Concerned about the Pango slash the Monkey King and how dominant he's going to have of a start, but bottom lane, Dream, doesn't have Sunder, of course, he's only level 4, but he's going to still run at Chosen One. He's got the Inkswell, and he gets the kill. Yes, okay. How about that
0
mana?
points in phase shift, which, I mean, I guess is understandable against a Night Stalker lane, but then I don't think you try to solo kill a Terrorblade when there's a Rasta Grimstroke on his team, and now Maiden going in top, and a lucky shot proc, 2 lucky shot procs on Zitrax.
It's not enough, though. They went too far. Monkey King comes in, and seems dangerous fighting into that, but the Pango, he's going to thunder through and knocks them a couple of times, buys time for Maiden, Swashbuckle as well. Does silence Bane as a result of that. That might have been a difference maker to keep Maiden alive. He hits the Echo Stomp, but he's on the outskirts and he'll be fine. So that was a lot of numbers there for Nemiga, trying to respond, including the Monkey King again. So a little bit of lost time for him. The CS is not as impressive anymore, but no, 5,100 net worth and then 3,300 being the next in line on Terrorblade. Holy crap from this Monkey King.
Yeah.
He went the Midas,
right, and I think that's the right call given your lane.
Darkness is 10 minutes now.
Dark Ascension. Yeah.
Coming out, Fishman silenced up, but they kill Night Stalker. The crit happens, and now Kodos, he's trying to run. Swashbuckle in 4 more seconds. Jingu, max stacks the dagger, but the Swashbuckle over the ledge, and he gets away. That was a close call there.
And yet, despite all this movement, neither team have really pushed structures at all. Granted, neither team has particularly strong pushers, so it's not too surprising. But like, there have been 4 or 5 heroes grouped up in the same lane, and then everyone just disperse. And I mean, I think moving forward, Empire are really just gonna have to lean heavily on how tanky their heroes are. Primarily the Monkey, primarily the Night Stalker and the Pango. Pango with a shield crash, and the Night Stalker just inherently with his strength gain, and he does his strength talent is at level 15, and it's a 15 strength talent.
Okay.
So, you know, 300 HP, level 15, and I mean this Night Stalker doesn't have anything right now. He doesn't even have his phase boots completed, and you see how difficult it is and how many resources Nemiga have to spend just to kill him.
Well, Pango is working on a Maelstrom, so this farm again in that recovery mode as is the Night Stalker. The Terrorblade at least is looking strong, similar to last game. Really is a very similar circumstance where Nemiga, their 3 cores, all doing great. And Terrorblade was at least doing solid on the other side, but we saw the outcome there. As bottom lane, Grimstroke's being wrapped around on Monkey King. Missing the direction, but it hits the Boundless Strike, and just a matter of time, it seems like, as the Puck will finish the job. And now they turn their attention to the tower. Despite losing that catapult. So easy tower kill.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, without Dark Ascension, I don't think Empire are interested in contesting anything. Nor do I think they're interested in contesting anything where the Monkey King is. Wherever the Monkey King is where Empire need to not be.
You see Night Stalker, he's trying to get the Midas himself. Again, has face boots now. But until that 15-minute mark, it's going to remain daytime. So as far as any presence goes for fighting, don't expect it. Unless a darkness play comes out, but he's going to go back to farming for now. And talked about the idea of, as it's getting close to the 15-minute mark, something like around 14:30, maybe going for a smoke play with Night Stalker and popping Dark Ascension and trying to engage from there with the idea that then it's nighttime after, and it's kind of a nice follow-up, but we'll see if they go for a play like that.
Yeah, I think one thing that was kind of underrated about Night Stalker recently is bounty runes are basically synchronized with nighttime. And so you're going to fight anyway, but you are at such a heavy advantage every other bounty rune, pretty much.
Astral, he's just farming away in the mid lane. He's working towards a BKB already. Here's that smoke play, by the way. It's a little earlier than maybe expected.
Well, I mean, Dark Ascension will hopefully last long enough into the next... Oh my gosh, these smokes, these dueling smokes.
Yeah, they use it right there. The Dark Ascension Astral is going to get picked up, and now the Soulblind on two.
Oh, what a great Soulblind.
Sitting on top. Sunlight can knock it away. Neither can the Chosen One. They're trying to run opposite directions. That never works when you're bound together like that. The Shackle's now hitting. There's Pengo getting caught in that Dream Coil, but ultimately doesn't matter there. Fishman, it's okay. He gets the Fiend's Grip off, but he's kind of just staring at them, and they just turn their attention. Double kill from Eden, so the smoke play works out beautifully for Empire, and now they're going to get a mid-tower kill out of this. So suddenly that crazy lead that Nemiga was working off of, really just in that one smoke play, evaporates.
Yeah, I think that Soulbind was instrumental in that. Soulbind and then Crippling Fear evidently is just enough AoE that no matter how much you stretch the leash, you're both going to be in the aura of the silence. And so he doesn't even need any single target spells to take advantage of the duplication of Soulbind. He just needs two heroes to be locked together in very close quarters that they both get silenced. So I mean, this so far I'm fairly impressed with the Night Stalker. It remains to be seen how well it'll scale into the late game. Seeing as how he's going for a Midas, I think he's also, you know, under the impression that the hero itself is not very great at farming, and you don't want to waste time at night farming, so you're better off just getting a Midas and just getting kills, and then just hoping your Terrorblade will be able to carry you.
Speaking of farming, Phantom Assassin has a Demon Edge, but again, this isn't the Magnus Phantom Assassin. She's slowly killing off that Ancient stack.
You're like, speaking of farming, watch Phantom Assassin hit one Ancient creep for 10 damage at a time.
And watch them not attack back, because Blur's OP. It's just not the most efficient use of time, it feels like, right there, but maybe just need a little more gold, I suppose. Is making her way to the mid lane. You see at the top, the Radiant squad trying to head around and maybe get some counter warding down, but
yeah, it's natural Night, and I think Night Stalker's
Puck
got a target acquired on Puck.
Yep, silence is up. Can she TP? Yes. Puck is out. No stopper there, as just simply using us as Night Stalker jumps. But Night Stalker went to the Midas, just around the corner now. As far as nighttime goes, we're within the first minute of it, so still another 4-minute window where you have that nighttime to work with. Dark Ascension also good to go. So,
yeah,
surprise for Empire.
I think they should turn this into a bot tier 1 push, because they have Rasta wards as well. But after that gank didn't really work out on Puck, everyone's kind of hanging around mid. But, I don't know, there's not really much to gain in the mid lane. Mid tier 1's already gone down. I mean, like we said, these cooldowns are like clockwork, and the most important cooldown to preserve, I think, is Metamorphosis. And so you can spend Dark Ascension, you spend Serpent Wards, spend Soulbind, and you just keep Nemiga on their half of the map, never really curious about what the Terrorblade is up to. And it does look like they're starting to move slowly towards that, as Night Stalker is pushing out bot, and the Rasta and Pango are making their way down there.
And Pango just got a Maelstrom as well delivered, so talk about a little more assistance now when it comes to this push, and if a fight does break out, his damage maybe a bit more intense. Is Night Stalker changing his mind here? No, he does have the Midas go now, okay.
Yeah.
Fishman dives past him, puts the wards down though, so just as you're getting at Tsunami, they're going to push the tier 1 bottom. And still 3 more minutes even of dark, but Diffusal Blade just saw purchased there by Monkey King, so we got to keep eyes on him. Again, he continues to be the top net worth. Terrorblade's catching up at least, but Monkey King still working off that crazy start that he had.
Yeah, and this is the situation where I would want him to play Thompson style, which is just constantly on trees and hunting the Terrorblade. Like, you see the Terrorblade, we're not seeing nearly as many sentry wards on this time to protect the Terrorblade as we did in the previous game. Granted, I guess that's because there's not as much of a net worth differential that you need to be worried about getting invaded all the time. But I think Sunlight, like, he had such a good start. Just make Terrorblade's life hell. Follow Terrorblade wherever he goes. Force his team to actually have to stay with the hero as opposed to make space by, you know, pushing other lanes. Because Dream has been, like, uncontested, and even beyond him being able to get free farm, he's also getting free experience because no one's standing around protecting him. Dark Ascension's now popped, and they're going to go on Fishman.
Well, they're trying to.
Again, the stun is used first, so Maiden can't cancel a TP.
Yeah, just a good heads up. As soon as the Void comes out, it's just immediate TP. Figuring, obviously they have other stoppers, but that's his only chance of surviving there. And it's correct. So gets away, top tier 2. Gonna be killed off though.
I can't believe Nemiga are getting abused like this. They have the net worth advantage, and their Monkey King should be farmed out of his mind right now.
It's on a PA though. A lot of it is PA where, again, she's not looking to fight necessarily. It's just finished her Battle Fury.
So, right, I mean that's fair, but oh man, the silence procs, but haste ruin.
Okay, he is fast. So he'll be good.
Yeah, but I think it's more on the Monkey King's responsibility. Like, I don't really care if the Phantom Assassin doesn't fight, much as how I don't think that a Terrorblade should be fighting.
Yeah.
But Shaman just took a tier 1 bot, wards were used, and now they took a tier 2 top, and I haven't even seen Monkey King on this camera in, like, any of those fights. And he did just complete the Diffusal Blade, like you said. So you'd think that would, you know, lead into a power spike. But, I don't know, maybe he doesn't feel confident initiating to a fight. Chosen One has a blink now. I don't know when he completed that. But the fact that Nemiga are just sitting on their hands right now does not bode well.
It might be the similar logic that Empire has of when it's nighttime, of course, they spike. But so on Nemiga, we'll find out soon here, once it turns back to daytime, maybe that's when it's okay, now let's look for our kind of fights. We're going to see these swings in this game. That's what a Night Stalker can make happen. But for now, yeah, Empire, they've found a lot of space, a lot more space than you would have really thought, as Monkey King does continue to farm. So it's just when are we going to see that engagement happen? As a 4-man smoke for Empire wraps around bottom, but they're not going to find anyone, unfortunately, and daytime just around the corner now.
Even if they don't find anyone, the ward that Radiant places is incredibly valuable on this eastern jungle. So it'll see for this tier 2 push, which Shaman does drop the wards again. And like Shamans love being able to use wards just off cooldown like this on structures. Whenever you have to spend it on like, I got a gank attempt, you know, I gotta use it randomly. It feels a little bit bitter, but they just took 3 towers with a 3k net worth disadvantage.
Yeah.
And now they're gearing up for a 4th tower. Even with daytime, even with Serpent Wards being down, they still feel confident pushing just because Nemiga are being so incredibly apprehensive.
If Nemiga gives this tier 4 bottom up, they're absolutely doing something wrong. But
yeah. They smoke up, but right in front of Maiden, pops Dark Ascension immediately. 3-man crippling fear.
Oh my gosh, the Soulbind's up, the double shackles. They get the one he's kill on Bane. Can they kill that far? Monkey King, absolutely. So Nemiga, they're doing this to themselves. I mean, obviously, great setup from Empire. They were just expecting it this whole time, really. But still, they gave too much of an opening. Tier 4 is dead, and what's to stop Empire from even going Tier 3?
Nothing. They're gonna do it. And Manta Style is completed on the Terrorblade. They get a silence on Chosen One. It is daytime now, but I think Night Stalker has more than done his job as Puck is gonna get taken down.
Puck buys back, as does Monkey King. Are you kidding me? A double
and
buyback.
Empire still aren't leaving. They're still sticking around here.
They're still feeling good. Astral, he is going to end up dying at the end of the sleep play at the last second. Keeps him alive, actually, barely, so he might stay alive. No, he goes down still. Sunlight, that's a dieback, by the way.
Destroying people.
Sunlight, yep, he's a dieback.
Image is killing Bane.
Is this the game? What's going on?
I don't think it's the game, but it mentally is the game.
I mean, Monkey King's dead for 60 seconds, so all that crazy farm he had in the beginning of this game means absolutely nothing now. And Empire's just going to retreat after the Rax kill. There's a double damage bottom. We'll see if they go with something with that. Probably not, but still. Yeah, no, this Terrorblade. He's good.
I've never seen a team tilt after winning the previous game, but that's what it feels like.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You get a hand of Midas, you kind of just get stuck in that mindset of, yeah, farm feels good, I'm having fun. There's plenty of other things still to focus on though in the game, and you were hitting it, Tsunami. It's not a hindsight thing. This is just Nemiga not taking advantage of said crazy lead that they had in the sense of fighting. And this is we're already 3 minutes through almost this daytime now. So in another couple of minutes, Empire's just going to spike that much more. I mean, they're already up 3,000 net worth now after being down by so much. They'll have that going for them. A medallion, a full solar crest coming for Night Stalker even. So he's fully recovered really at this point. You mentioned Pango and worried if he could recover. He absolutely has. And then, oh, by the way, Terrorblade is still just doing his thing. Top net worth now.
Yeah, and he's got a DD bottled. So I think once it gets close to the next natural night, they may go for Roche. And I don't really think Nemiga can easily contest it.
Phantom Assassin, she's been very quiet for a while.
Oh yeah, there's a Phantom Assassin in this game.
Exactly. She's had Blur activated the whole time. We forgot she was in the game. No, she's been very inactive in the sense of obviously fighting, as for Nemiga has, but when it comes to farm, she's looking great.
Oh right, they can take the Shrine. I already thought they were going to take Roche, but being able to take the Shrine as well makes it even that much more difficult for Nemiga to contest it. Okay, yeah, so this ward is like so immensely valuable. It's so great that they were able to place it. And it's even better that they took advantage of it and made no fear whatsoever.
I mean, why should he be? Yeah, they were
why should he be?
Running right into their trap with Dark Ascension. They're all silenced up because of that. Yeah, that was... as a spectator, it was so obvious how bad that was going to be. Obviously, Nemiga doesn't have that vision, but still. That's what happens when you go uphill sometimes. And yikes, those odds have vastly gone in favor of Empire now, especially after how the last fight went. Zitrax, you get an eye of what he had. I think I saw the BKB on him, so Battle Fury BKB finished. They're trying Roshan.
They don't want to have to spend Metaphor because they have this DD. The only thing is Night Stalker is the hero with the medallion. And Night Stalker is also the best hero to find out why the hell Elder Titan keeps sending in these spirits from like 20 miles away. But they're going to take it for free. All they have to really spend is Dark Ascension. And now a Ward Trap comes out on Zitrax. He has a BKB.
Not only are they
you
gonna,
got a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, not only are they going to take it for free, they're going to get a PA kill on top of that. Because why not? With the way this game's going, it's just Empire, just moving so fluid now. And they find the free kill. And Eye of Scotty's going to be finished on Terrorblade in just another minute here, too. So they're going to be able to push with that, with the Aegis. You mentioned Shadow Shaman. Look at that farm, man. Blink, Aether Lens.
No, jeez, he has the Aether. I thought that was the Blink Dagger reveal because he just finished the Blink Dagger, and that's why PA got caught out. But no, he has money for Aether Lens on top of that. This is going to the point of no return for Nemiga.
Yeah. Just swinging momentum. Just the game state, everything else, however you want to put it. Monkey King does buy a BKB. Elder Titan, you see, he has his own there. Straight into it again, but I mean, BKBs are nice in this game. But obviously, Terrorblade and his damage doesn't care. It will help against Night Stalker, though, and getting run at with that silence. Part of it. Oh, they catch him.
Fiend's Grip.
Is it catching them there, or is this exactly what they want? Well, Rasta, it's not what he wanted. He just evaporates. Sleep on a Terrorblade, by the way. Maiden is going to survive. Wukong's put down. Terrorblade having to run out. In the metaform, though, of course, he's going for the kill on a Bane. In the backlands to the left, Maiden, he's still silencing up several, including the Chosen One. That's a dieback on him. He's out for 75 seconds. Maiden enfeebles up, but Dream is still looking for more fight. Again, he has the Aegis worst case. They are going to run down Elder Titan. Echo Stomp, not going to happen. And now we see the push going to be coming out. So not the worst start for Nemiga with the Fiend's Grip opening, but Empire was there to respond.
Yeah, and it was 3 10-second BKB reveals. I say 3 because Elder Titan also had a 10-second BKB, which I guess I did not notice getting picked up. But yeah, Astral completed a BKB, which, like, props to him. But the real question is, why does he have a BKB at the same time as both of his carries do? So
Tower.
30 seconds of cumulative spell immunity, and Nemiga still lose 2 heroes, and will likely lose Rex as well. Yet another Rex.
Yeah, that's the second Rex, remember, exactly. Oh, man. Monkey King, even in a game, last game, it was, again, it got completely outmatched at the lane matchup. It fell behind, gave him crap for that. I've never seen a impressively farmed hero early on.
This is the second time that Maiden has gotten ward trapped by his own shaman.
Whoops. Get me out.
He gets out.
They kill Bane. He buys back immediately. The Soul Mind's put up on both PA and Monkey King. And we see them following up. Zitrax, he's going to end up dying to this. He can't move.
The Sunlight is doing absolutely no damage to Terrorblade. Terrorblade was getting, like, patted by Monkey King.
He's shredding people down in his melee form right now. He still has Aegis on top of all this, but they kill Monkey King, who stayed dead for 60. Chosen One, can he make it back to base? Him and Astro are limping back with not much life. PA is up there able to pick off Rasta at least.
Oh, the Sunder.
Sunder comes out, and GG's are called, and that's going to do it. Empire, they're moving on to the Super Finals. A team that technically got knocked out at the beginning of this tournament is now advancing on to play NIP in a best-of-7 Super Finals tomorrow. Congratulations for them. I know we keep harping on that, but I can talk about just taking advantage of the opportunity given, and it's not like it was easy. They had to beat Na'Vi and now a solid Nemiga team that has proven these last throughout this week. But they do so with a 3-1 victory here. And I mean, yes, NIP will be the favorite in that series, but we've said that several times in this tournament to have a different outcome. So who the hell knows what's going to happen there? But well played by Empire. I still am just in shock almost by the Monkey King start. I mean, it's just like, what?
Supposedly the Nemiga team was the favorites, but that was an incredibly anticlimactic way to burn out of this final winter final, or I don't know, Eastern. Is this the Eastern side or the West?
Yeah, Eastern finals.
Eastern finals. I don't know. I don't really know how to justify their decision making in the second game, because it was a team decision. I don't really necessarily put it on Sunlight.
True, that's fair.
So I mean, like, whatever the case, like, put together for a team that did so well with that vacuum RP combo, and then coming into this game 4 like this is disappointing for sure. And so, I mean, props to Empire though, like you said. They played well. They played consistently basically throughout every single game. I think that NIP is definitely the favorite, but I don't think NIP get very much important data off this series. They get to watch this entire series, and I don't think they come away with this, like, this is how we attack Team Empire. Yeah. At most, you know that they're very coordinated, and there isn't really any, like, weak links that you can pick apart. And I think that's valuable whenever you look at a team and you're like, oh, their offlaner's always out of position, or oh, the support is rarely ever warding this spot or something like that. I didn't really see anything that egregious from Team Empire that made it seem like this is something that will be easily exploitable. But for Nemiga, I can see that their coordination was heavily off this game for surprising, because the rest of the series, they seemed fine. So I don't know what the deal is, but congratulations to Empire, moving on to a best-of-7.
Yeah, and to your point, it's best-of-7. So if you're NIP in that case, the idea of, well, you'll have some games to at least adapt if that's what it takes. But it's going to be a fun one to watch there tomorrow. And I don't know exactly when it starts, but it's happening tomorrow. Best-of-7, NIP versus Empire. I personally am not going to be there. I have other plans myself, but if I'm not mistaken, at least Nomad will be stepping in once again.
I think I was originally supposed to do it with Nomad. I don't know if that's still scheduled, but it's in like 19 hours from now.
19 hours from now.
I mean, I'm hyped. Right. First best-of-7.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the first one since 2014, and so just to have that on my resume is, yeah, I've done a best-of-7. It's not something many people in Dota 2 can say.
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting to watch. I'll check in from the sidelines myself, but all right. So it sounds like Nomad and yourself likely going to be the catchers for that one. But either way, it's going to be Empire versus NIP, we know for sure. And again, happening tomorrow here for this WePlay Dota 2 Tug of War Radiant Edition tournament. It was a pretty straightforward event in the sense of 12 teams started and ended up with these final 2 now, an Eastern and a Western bracket. Western representing Europe, of course, and Eastern representing CIS. $50,000 prize pool on the line, though, and ultimately that spot for the LAN Finals, the Mad Moon Tournament. That'll be happening later on in the year from WePlay. That's what those 2 teams will be playing for come tomorrow, so should be good. We had some great Dota today, but we are going to be wrapping up. As always, Tsunami, I'd like to give a co-caster a chance. Any shout-outs, any final words before we do?
Shout out to WePlay. I think these guys are grinding out an attempt for a DPC slot next year, and I think they've earned it. I enjoyed your Valentine Madness cast. I know they did the Winter Madness before that, and it's rare that you see an organization so heavily committed in such a short period of time, because they've really only been doing tournaments for like 6 to 8 months, I feel. But they're going all in, and they're doing it in style. Like I said, best of 7 finals. How many tournaments can claim to do something like that? So, props to them.
I gotta wear some fluffy pajamas.
I saw that.
Dota. That's hey, I wouldn't mind doing that again. I'm not gonna lie. It was quite the experience. I know, but I fully agree with you there. Absolutely with WePlay. So. Tomorrow, again, NIP versus Empire. That'll be happening. The Super Finals, as it's being called. Look forward to that, guys. Today, again, we are officially wrapping up. From myself, Breaky CPK, joined by Tsunami, joined by Elevated earlier and throughout this week, of course. Have a good night. We'll see you, casters, we'll see you tomorrow for what is those Super Finals there. Until then, see you then.